Good evening. Welcome. In the event that you've been watching these videos, you may have noticed that the lighting is a little different. Let me know if this is jarring. I don't know if I like it or not. It's very bright, but you might not even be watching. You might just be listening. But if you are watching, then let me know if this is an atmospheric environment. If this is a calming atmosphere. If the environment is an atmosphere that is calming. No, but I think an important part of ASMR videos, just almost as important as the audio, is the visuals. And of course there's that whole genre of visual ASMR. But what I mean is, do you prefer, I have a hair on my thumb, do you prefer when the camera's zoomed in on somebody's face real close up? Do you want it far away? Do you want to see the room? Do you want it to be bright? Do you want it to be quiet in terms of color? Sometimes I can't watch an ASMR video if they recorded it outside during the daytime. I don't really know why. Sometimes I can. If it's dusk, yeah, I'm cool. I rock with dusk. I like the dusk. The dusk. Anyway, personally, I think this is a little bright. But the lamp that was in the corner of the room that I would normally turn on for these videos has disappeared. So we're improvising tonight. Anyway, tonight I wanted to discuss a little bit of human nature. Yesterday morning, not today, it's a new day now. It's a new day when midnight happens. Yesterday morning, I was driving to work, and a Tesla sped up to pass myself and the person in front of me, and then got in front of the person in front of me, and then hit the brakes to turn into the neighborhood. My shoulder just popped. I don't know if that was jarring or not. If it was, I apologize. So this person, they essentially cut us off just to make the turn into the neighborhood. There was nobody behind me. This person could have just got behind me, turned into the neighborhood without inconveniencing anybody. And initially, in my head, I did not have anything good to say about this person. In fact, I was a little irritated. I had some mean things to say about that person. And as I continued to drive to work, I started to wonder, well, even though this person drives a Tesla, maybe they have a child at home who had some sort of allergic reaction that they needed to go take care of. Maybe they saw on their Ring doorbell that their home was being broken into. They wanted to go and rescue their dog. I respect that. And it just made me think, how many times do we curse people for things that, if we understood the context, it would be fairly understandable. You might even allow a person to do more to inconvenience you or irritate you if you knew the reason. that's a way of thinking that I abandoned sometime, maybe last year, the year before, I'm not sure. And I realized that I abandoned that. And it's interesting because I found myself to be more of an angry person. And I've always been at odds with that ever since maybe I was 16 or 17. I've had hate in my heart. And for years, I tried to wash it away. It was something I struggled with for a while, and eventually I decided I would not hate anymore. But when you do not hate, it can be a little bit easier to be taken advantage of. And sometime, maybe in the last year or so, I'm not exactly sure, I allowed it to come back. Some things are worth hating. Tyrannical forces are overthrown by people who hate what that tyranny has done to them. There is good that can come from hate, which is such an interesting thing to me. But perhaps it's a tool, and we must be careful how we use it. Because while I think maybe a little bit of hate doesn't have to be a bad thing, it can very easily corrupt a person. I find myself saying the worst things about people in my head over a minor inconvenience. I turned 22 last month, and I'm afraid because I feel like I'm too young to be so angry at everything. A lot of the people I work with have been very run down by life. Very upset people, just constantly, passively upset. There's a lot of very poor relations at my store, at the store that I work at, because of people who have just been so whittled down that they refuse to have any understanding for anybody else's situation and just continue to get angry. And in a way, I'm grateful to have the experience of working in retail. And that's I realize that's a horrible sentence to say while I'm saying it. But hear me out. Because I've met people who I never, ever want to be like. I do not want to submit to life like many of these people do. And allow myself to just be weathered over the years and shake my fist at the shining sun. If it means being naive for the rest of my life to have a little bit of optimism, I think I might choose to be naive. As if that is something I could choose. But if I could, I think I might. But the reason I'm grateful is because I think that being in any other situation, being just from the get-go, starting at the place you want to be at, you'll miss all those valuable life lessons and experiences. I do not plan on working in retail for the rest of my life. I am currently going to school, working towards a future in music. That is my dream, one way or another. I'd like to be making music for a living, or just something involving that. Recording other people. I'd like to have my own studio. So it's cool that I can learn the lessons that I'm getting now from working at a wretched grocery store. It can be a difficult place to work. And I don't necessarily just mean from rude customers and destroying your body, from constant physical movements. Or that was a weird sentence. You understand what I'm saying. I mean, the person that you might become, the state that your mind might get put in, just being constantly bombarded with inconsiderate actions from other people over and over again. There's some people in my store who are always smiling and very loud and warm and welcome. Hello. And they mean it. They're very genuine when they greet you. And those people are the shining stars of the store that I work at, and I appreciate them greatly. And it gives me hope to know that you can live in this life and not let it win. But it can be difficult. I push heavy carts around full of product to bring to a place to stock, and sometimes I will have to stop to allow customers to pass. And sometime last week, somebody stopped after I had stopped to allow me to pass while they were standing in the place that I needed to go. And in my mind, I thought the most horrible things about that person. And then, not even a minute after that, I got in somebody else's way. And it was, oh my gosh, it's a funny thing to do. But I'm glad it happened. So it made me realize I'm getting all worked up about this for nothing. This person was trying to be considerate. They didn't know that's where I needed to be. So, to that person out there, I apologize. I think that's something we need to consider, is just the possibility that maybe somebody's been having a bad day, or maybe somebody is being a jerk on the road because of an emergency. There's so many possibilities, and maybe we might be wrong every time, but I think it'd be better just to consider. And I think the more you do that, the less hateful you will be overall. And I think the less hateful you will be as a person. Maybe it won't make you happier, but it will certainly save you from a lifetime of anger. There's a lot of infuriating things that happen day to day to every person. I was restocking a display yesterday, and I found a banana skin that somebody had just thrown in there. It had been there for a couple days. It was so gross. There's not really much you can do to defend something like that. If you're going to steal food, if you're stealing from a giant corporation, I don't really care, if I'm being honest. If you're stealing food from a person or a small business, that's a little bit harder to defend. But no matter what, have the decency to hold on to that banana peel and throw it out. There's a garbage can around the corner. Every mess that you decide not to clean up becomes somebody else's issue. But then you have to consider the possibility. What if a homeless person came in, was really struggling, they needed anything? But in a society where being homeless is looked down upon and even criminalized, you might want to get in, grab something, eat it real quick, throw away the evidence before anybody can even notice and get out. Is it likely that that's where that banana peel came from? Not really. Is it possible though? Yes. So, it's not really something worth getting worked up about. At the end of the day, it's okay. You're still making your money. It's annoying. But, you have to learn to endure those annoying things. I think it makes us stronger people. I think that's what the journey is about. It's becoming the strongest person that you can be, not necessarily in physical strength, but mental fortitude, in attitude, your will, whatever. You never know what somebody else is going through. You never know what somebody might be struggling with. So, give people a break if you can. Try to consider the alternatives or the possibilities as to why somebody might have done something foolish or inconsiderate. And I'll try to as well. We'll do it together. I got you. Make sure to drink water too. This is a dope cup. It's got flowers on it. It used to belong to my mom, and I started using it. And then I moved 3 times, and it just ended up kind of sticking with me. Shout out to my mom. I love this cup. It's great. Anyway, we gotta get healthy. Drink your water and keep that empathy about you. All right. If it's for the greater good, then hate. And if you can, be kind. That's all I got for tonight. I hope you enjoyed, or fell asleep, or did whatever you needed to do. Let me know if you made it this far, if you're dedicated. I don't want to use the word fan. This is like my 4th video. If you're a dedicated viewer, if you're a supporter, that's the word. Let me know how the lighting is, or the camera angle. You don't have to let me know how the quality is. I know how it's a little crispy on the visual end, but I kind of like it. I feel like the low quality audio just kind of, the low quality visual just kind of adds into the calming experience, perhaps. I don't know. But anyway, I'm taking feedback, so let me know. Let me know if there's something you want to talk about. Let me know if you have any experiences recently that I had recently that you might want to chit chat about. I might just talk about it in the next video. Anyway, you should probably get some sleep. It's a big day for everybody tomorrow. We gotta get up and we gotta do the things. But it's cool though. It's all part of it, you know. Alright. My God, my chin kinda itches. Okay, I'm gonna go. Adios. Good night. Thanks for watching. Where's my mouse at?